Belfast schoolboy Frank Hewitt was 17 years and 157 days old when he steered Ireland to victory over Wales at Cardiff Arms Park in March 1924, thereby becoming the youngest player ever to be capped at senior level for Ireland, a milestone that's unlikely to be emulated. Proved to be a proud family occasion as the team also contained his elder brother Tom, 18, 362 days, also on debut and playing on the wing, a memorable day capped as both Hewitt brothers crossed for tries. It's an anecdote to illustrate that Irish rugby has been producing accomplished teenage rugby players, a lineage that dates to the 19th century, and in providing a smidgen of context in filtering the hyperbole that invariably envelops rugby's latest young meteor. Tony O'Reilly, 18, Gordon Darcy, 19, and Luke Fitzgerald, 19, had barely seen the back of the school gates for a final time before being propelled into the cut and thrust of test match rugby. Examples from an exhaustive list. Every generation produces a tyro or two, the latest Jordan Larmour, James Ryan, Jacob Stockdale, who are 20, 20 and 21 respectively when handed a senior green jersey for the first time by Ireland head coach Joe Schmidt. All three shared a similar pathway in terms of progression through national age grade representative teams, with Ryan captaining Ireland to the U20 World Championship final in 2016, a team in which Stockdale was fullback. Larmour was last year's vintage, captaining the Irish U20s in the Six Nations but missing the global tournament because of injury. 8 of Ireland's 2018 Grand Slam winning squad, Dan Levy, Robbie Henshaw, Gary Ringrose, Joey Carberry, Andrew Porter, Stockdale, Ryan and Larmour graduated from the Ireland U20 team set up within the last 5 years, a remarkable strike rate and one which many other countries would envy. It's not an aberration either. From the time that World Rugby decided to change the age bracket from U21 to U20 at the start of the 2006-2007 season, Irish rugby has produced 52 players that have gone on to be capped at senior test level for the national side, and in Tommy Seymour, Scotland, Kieran Brooks, England, Paddy Ryan, USA, and Ian McKinley, Italy, an additional 4 players who switched allegiance to pursue elite international interests. An Ireland team under the then head coach Eric Elwood won a Grand Slam in the 2007 U20 Six Nations, and from that squad, 8 players went on to play for the senior Irish team, and 3, Keith Earls, Sean O'Brien and Cian Healy, became Lions. Luke Fitzgerald, who had already been capped at senior level, was named in the U20 squad in 2007 but missed the tournament through injury. It would have given the class of 2007 4 Irish Lions, but without him, they'll have to be content with sharing the benchmark of 3, the 2009 cadre, which included Lions, Conor Murray, Jack McGrath and Peter O'Mahony. Also saw 8 players graduate to the senior Irish international ranks. The year with the single biggest progression from the Irish U20 to senior squad was 2011, with 11 players and 2 Lions in Ian Henderson and Tadhg Furlong, albeit acknowledging that if could be eclipsed, given that there are several strong candidates who may yet be capped from the U20 sides of the last 4 years. In silverware terms, aside from the Grand Slam 2007, Ireland lost the 2009 Six Nations title to France on points difference. They had each won 4 matches, but 12 months later they edged past England in a similar manner to claim the championship title. In 2014, a Mike Ruddock-coached Irish 20s recorded their highest-ever finish, 4th, in the age-grade World Championship, that is until Nigel Carolan's Charges reached the 2016 U20 World Championship final in the AJ Bell Stadium in Manchester, where they lost to hosts, England. En route they became the first Irish male national side to beat New Zealand, while Leinster number 8 Max Deegan was voted player of the tournament. If that progression continues, then Noel McNamara's Ireland U20 squad would be delighted. They departed for France on Saturday morning ahead of their first match against the host country. Former Irish international Trevor Brennan's son Daniel, a tight head prop, is part of the French squad, next Wednesday at Perpignan's atmospheric Stade Aimé Giral. All of Ireland's games are live on Irish Sport. The French won the recent Six Nations, including beating Ireland 34-24 in Bordeaux, while Ireland will also face South Africa and Georgia. McNamara's Chargers played some brilliant attacking rugby during the tournament, but injuries this week to a couple of outstanding prospects in number 8 Jack O'Sullivan and tight head prop Tom O'Toole deprived them of key personnel. There are 7 uncapped players in a squad of 28, which will be led by number 8 Caelan Doris, fit again after missing the Six Nations through injury. He takes over the captaincy from Tommy O'Brien, 2 players of rich promise. It is Doris's second year at this level, and he recently made his senior Leinster debut against Connacht in the Sports Ground, an apt location for the Ballina native. He recalled, "It was class." Leo Cullen, Leinster head coach, actually said to me before the game that he made his debut in the Sports Ground when he was 20 years ago, the year I was born. I actually played on that pitch with the Ballina Minis. I was a boarder in Blackrock College, my dad was in Blackrock as well. Both my parents are from Dublin, so I never really was a Connacht supporter. I used to stay in my granny's quite a bit in Donnybrook and hear the crowd there, the Leinster matches going on, so I was always kind of Mayo for GA, Leinster for rugby. He shaved the rehabilitation period from a badly torn hamstring by a month, getting back in 15 weeks, and while on the sidelines watched his erstwhile U20 teammates during the Six Nations. I think there was definitely a lot of positive stuff. Our attack was really good. We got good width on the ball. There were some super individual performances as well. But I think there were some inconsistencies as well. I think an 80-minute performance is what we are going to be looking for throughout the World Cup. Playing France in one of the first games of the World Cup in France, it's going to be unbelievable. I mean, the whole tournament hangs on that game, so it's going to be the focus now for the next week or so, and one I'm really looking forward to. South Africa played England U20s 2 weeks back. They beat them by about 10 or 15 points. That will be a big challenge as well. Big packs, France, South African and Georgia as well. Physically, it's going to be pretty big. Injuries have already taken their toll from an Irish perspective this season, and this weekend, given the short turnaround between matches, McNamara will hope for a change in fortune. They'll play some cracking rugby and score tries, but will need to shore up defensive glitches that cost them dearly in the Six Nations. In the 11 years under scrutiny, the average number of players that graduate from U20s to senior international rugby is 4.75, a figure that will rise if Tadhg Byrne and Rossburn are capped this summer. Doris, O'Brien and Jack O'Sullivan present strong credentials, Jack on year 2, but there are half a dozen others who possess the talent. The journey resumes in Perpignan.